and let's reveal the tracks. Wow, this is surprising. Hello everybody, all my very dear audio friends around the world in 2024. Yes, I know it took me a couple of days of this new year, but guess what? I've been really busy. I am always busy, and I am busy the first week of 2024. Why? Because I upgraded and reorganized a couple of things in the studio. First, a new RME UFX2 interface is with me. Second, I got a new 5.1 system based on Fluid Audio FX80. Then Arturia Minifreak synthesizer is on the way to the studio, but that's not all. I'm also considering testing out some Wes Audio stuff, analog audio stuff, digitally controlled, so I dropped the guys an email. But you know what, this is not all we're gonna talk about today. I'll drop a separate video on studio upgrades in 2024. But today I would like to ask a question, a valid one I think. Do plugin versions of analog equipment differ at all, and generally do VST plugins differ at all, or it's just the same digital mumbo-jumbo? And I decided to test it out on a very lifelike example of a G-style SSL compression, bass compression. I took 5 plugins trying to recreate the tone and the sound of this legendary machine to ask a question. First, do they differ at all? And second, of course, which one is the best SSL G-style compressor for your studio? Let's go! Of course, if you like my studio madness, my studio, my vids, my topics, you can always subscribe somewhere here in the corner. You can like this vid, you can get notified, and you can comment on it, because I'm really waiting to hear out from you. I already prepared the session for today. Take a look, meet the contenders of this test, which are SSL Original Bass Compressor 2. I'm demoing this. Well, this is the point of reference. This is the SSL itself, right? Then comes Send 3 by Acoustica Audio. Generally, Acoustica Audio plugins are my favorite for mixing, and I suppose that one will be somehow high in my test. I make a bet that I'll like it. Then comes UAD, which is not bad at all in algorithmic world, probably even. It's one of the best. I also love UAD plugins, they're my second choice next to Acoustica. Then comes Cytomic The Glue, which I'm trialing also. Well, it's an old one, but a classic one. A lot of people say it's great, and they use it until very today. I have no reason not to include it. Then comes Softube, the one I know actually nothing about. I never tried it, looks like this, and I'm also demoing it today. You may also ask, hey, where's Waves? Where's Brainworks, for example? Yeah, these contenders are kind of legit, but I'm not into Waves or Brainworks plugins at all for various reasons. I don't use them, and I don't really recommend them. You're gonna find some info on my channel about this. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get 5 today to choose which one is the best. And first, do they differ at all, or this is just only digital mumbo-jumbo and whatever? Yeah, and we will test it out on 2 music examples. The first one is a, let's say, Afro tribal house loop, only drums, because testing SSL bass compression on drums is always a good idea. And then a full mix in rock music style. This is not particularly my music, but also G compressor, G-style compressor, bass-style compression is good on rock music, and you can reveal its tone, its quality in this kind of a mix. So yeah, this is what I decided, and this is what I did for today. And now we will put Hofa blind test on every track to test it out. Here we go, I've got Hofa on every track, and without any further explaining things and talking, let's get right into it. Let's press start, so everything's mixed, and now we'll listen. My favorite, definitely my favorite, is number 2. Most natural, open sounding, rich. And I suppose I'm gonna make a bet right away. This one is acoustic audio. The rest, I will listen to the rest once again. I didn't really like, I think, number 1 and number 4. I think this is my least favorite, and I would say this is very flat sounding, and I would say this is the glue. The oldest one out there. And as for 3, 4, 5, I think that 4, and I would say this is not SSL, but this is universal audio. Because when I'm thinking about it, I wouldn't be surprised then in the digital world, in the SSL itself, UAD audio programmers are just better guys than SSL guys. Because still this is a digital product. We'll listen to 3, 4, 5 again. Number 5 is also very good. It's got low end a bit more open. So maybe this is UAD. I would write good, very nice low end. And maybe this is, or this is SSL, and the previous one is UAD. That would mean that number 3 is this soft tube. And I am already able to answer a question. The tone, the dynamics, the general feel is different. I mean, maybe number 1 and 4 are very similar, but there are differences. The biggest difference is between 1 and 2, I would say. And now let's see how wrong I was, and let's reveal the tracks. Wow, this is surprising. And I guessed sand 3 right. And yes, it was like sand and then kind of a break, a distance, and then came all the rest. I'm really surprised to learn that the weakest one, as for my ear, was soft tube in this test. UAD was average, and I cast soft tube right here. This pretty good natural sounding one was actually SSL, not UAD, but I was placing them quite close. And the second largest surprise next to the soft tube performing not really nice for me was the glue, which is like the second or third in my choice. So this is a really good SSL style compression. Yeah, they differ. They create some kind of a ranking. You may agree, you may not agree. But if I was to choose, number 1 would go to sand. Number 2 would go to the glue. Number 3 would go to SSL. Number 4 still would go to UAD. This is also kind of surprising for me. And number 5, this is a surprise, would go to soft tube in my test. Let's hear them once again. Yeah, SoftTube is like squashed, like very limited dynamically somehow. And UAD and SSL, frankly, they are virtually, they actually sound the same. I wrote average here, but when I'm thinking about it, they are very, very similar. Anyway, that was the first part of our test. And now let's go to the part number 2. And I did it very much the same. I applied some SSL style compression, this time full wet mix, attack 30, release auto, 2-to-1, threshold, and then makeup gain to make them same loud. And let's listen to a piece treated with SSL.
Freight car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My guitar is the only friend that gives a damn.
Yeah, rock blues thing, guys. And well, the methodology is absolutely the same, so I'll move HOFA blind test, and I will toss the plugins again so that we do the same thing right now.
Red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham.
Guys, this time the differences are not that obvious at all. This is a different mastering style G compression. The gain reduction comes up to 4 dB, which is still a lot for this kind of compression. Usually it's enough to take 1-2 dB of compression using bus compressor on a mastering bus. And the differences are not that obvious here. They sound way, way closer on a rich, dense, full mix, but I still believe there are differences between them. And my favorites would be number 1 and 4. Number 5 is also good. I will listen 1, 4, and 5 again to choose my favorite one.
Red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car steaming down the line to Birmingham. My red car.
Stop. Now I have to tell you I don't really have my favorites, but I will make maybe some guesses. I could be as well completely wrong in this, but I do believe that number 4 is but this test is kind of really difficult. And let's reveal the results. Should I narrow them? Maybe I should narrow them here. I would exclude maybe SSL here, and let's reveal the tracks. This is, again, a bit surprising, because I guessed the glue right, and also I guessed sand right. There is a difference in these two and all the rest. They got this sonic signature that makes them sound so good, especially I think the sand. So let's say that I made it a bit easier for me because I made two guesses, sand the glue, UAD sand, but these were my top. But as for number one, which didn't sound that bad on a full mix, that actually appeared to be soft tube this time, while I did not like UAD at all and I mistook it for soft tube. And then SSL2 sounded like whatever, like an average thing for me. And this is maybe a bit surprising because I frankly believe that SSL will compete against UAD for the second place. I expected sand to sound best, but then it was SSL versus UAD for me, and that was way more the glue versus UAD, not SSL, for the second place. And this is a surprise. And my general ranking of plugins here would be, number one is definitely the sand, which sounded especially cool on a solo group of drums. Then the second, and this is a really marvelous contender, is the glue. It sounds really, really good. I don't know whether it's close to the original or not. I don't have the original right here with me, but it just sounds very good. And then it all is exactly place. Number three is like UAD, maybe the third would be UAD or maybe not. And it comes together with SSL and with Softtube, which performed worse on solo bass, but then it didn't sound too bad on a full mix. So like I would make it first place, second place, and then all the rest. And seriously, guys, that was pretty surprising, and I'm ready to sum the things up. Answering our main question once again. Do digital plugins differ at all? Yes, they do, and this is generally a very good news. Why? Because that means that the digital developers of audio products take care about circuit modeling, about the tone, the character, closeness to the original whatsoever, and they really do put effort into this, and that's why the products sound different. It's not like the simplest digital mumbo-jumbo. No, it's not. Also, I'm kind of surprised about the quality versus not even price, but the brand. And there are surprises for me. I mean, the winner, Sand 3 by Acoustica, is not a surprise for me at all. I was able to simply distinct its tone because I know what Acoustica does and I know it does sound great. But Cytomic the Glue, like this kind of old, a bit forgotten by some plugin, it's really great. It doesn't have any great marketing right now whatsoever. It's huge, it's massive, it sounds great. While SSL, don't get me wrong, I'm not against anything by SSL, but SSL programmers didn't squeeze it to the max. My ears tell me so. Softtube, UAD, well, very mixed reviews, not bad at all on some stuff, not really stellar on full mix. But of course they are all good because generally SSL compression is good. It's a good way, it's a good concept of compressing some things, so you can treat this small thing also a mini tutorial of SSL style compression for drums and your master bass. And guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked it. I hope you're gonna discuss things with me down below, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.